Hello everybody. Today I have returned to the land of Dota 2 lore. Thank you for supporting us. And now let's get into today's video. The hero we will be talking about today is Kaldr, the Ancient Apparition. Kaldr, the Ancient Apparition, is an image projected from outside time. He springs from the cold, infinite void that both predates the universe and awaits its end. Kaldr is, Kaldr was, Kaldr shall be. And what we perceive, powerful as it appears to us, is but the faintest faded echo of the true, eternal Kaldr. Some believe that as the cosmos ages and approaches its final moments, the brightness and power of Kaldr will also intensify, that the ancient apparition will grow younger and stronger as eternity's end draws nigh. His grip of ice will bring all matter to a stop. His image will cast a light too terrible to behold. An apparition no longer. Before I get into my theory, I would just like to say that there are already some people who had a similar idea to mine. So shout out to them because they inspired me. Anyways, in this lore, I want to point out a couple things. First off, he's an image projected from outside time, which implies that AA might be older than time itself. If you are interested in a video about the origin of time and the theories that surround it, comment down below. Second, he hails from the cold, infinite void. This tells us a few things. 1. He comes from a place of coldness, implying that he is either from an extremely cold place or that he himself brings the cold wherever he goes. 2. The fact that it's an infinite void, which means that he comes from a place without limits, without space or time. Third, it says that what we see is but a faded echo of the true, eternal Kaldr. This means that we may only see a very small part of his true power. As the cosmos ages, his power grows. If this is true, then it begs the question, how old is the universe? Because based on this, the universe must still have quite a bit of life left in it. One of my favorite lines from his lore is that his grip of ice will bring all matter to a stop, implying that if his power was unleashed, he could easily kill every unit in the game, literally every hero, creep, Roshan towers, everything. Another interesting line from his lore is that he is an apparition, which implies that he is a ghost of sorts, that he might not even be fully real, or if he is not bound by physical laws as we understand them. I personally believe that since he does not have a physical body, he cannot die. Any damage taken by his physical form is negligible. Basically, as long as there is a fraction of Kaldr's consciousness left, he will live on. His in-game appearance gives us some hints about his lore. He appears to be humanoid, but made of ice, snow, clouds, and a staff. The humanoid shape shows that he has some sort of consciousness, that he has some sort of individuality. If he were nothing more than ice, snow, and clouds, I believe he wouldn't be able to wield a staff, let alone control his own powers. His headgear appears to be made out of horns, icicles, and a thick white beard made of snow. His staff also appears to be made out of ice and to have a glowing blue crystal on top. Overall, his appearance is intimidating and mysterious. It shows that he is ancient and powerful beyond our understanding. But enough about my thoughts. Let's move on to the actual theory. According to the lore provided to us by Valve, Kaldr is an ancient elemental whose power grows as the universe ages. What I find interesting about this is the fact that it doesn't say that he was born alongside the universe, but rather that he existed before it. There is a subtle but important difference here. To me, it implies that either A, Kaldr was born before the universe and has existed outside of it ever since, or B, Kaldr has always existed. Both options are frankly terrifying, and it's hard to imagine how someone could survive like that. However, given that he is seemingly unchanged by time, I am leaning towards option B. If this is true, then it begs the question, why does he even care about the universe? Why would he care about anything that is so fleeting? To me, this implies that Kaldr is not only an elemental, but that he is also sentient. This means that he is self-aware, that he thinks and acts on his own. If he were nothing more than an elemental, I don't think he would care about anything at all. He would just do whatever elementals do. One of the heroes that AA shares a relationship with is Enigma. We don't know much about their relationship other than the fact that they seem to know each other on a personal level. Enigma seems to hold a grudge against AA and constantly berates him for being weak. Meanwhile, AA seems to respect Enigma and takes his advice to heart. One of Enigma's lines reads, "You are strong, ancient apparition." Not as strong as me, though. To me, this line is a clear indication that Enigma is older and stronger than AA. I don't think he would say that if AA were stronger. In addition, this implies that they once fought, and Enigma believes that he won. There are two heroes who have a direct connection to AA's lore. Those heroes are Legion Commander and Phantom Assassin, whose lore reads as follows. Cold Fury from the north. Though their paths rarely cross, Ancient Apparition feels a kinship with this fierce warrior and her imposing mount. He watches over her sometimes, intrigued by her relentless pursuit of stronger FOs. This lore is quite interesting because it shows that AA is not only aware of LC's existence, but that he also respects and even admires her. I believe that this admiration stems from the fact that LC is always pushing herself to become stronger, just like AA wants to become stronger. I also find it interesting that he has a connection with Pa, since she is the only other hero who can use ice shards. This could mean that Pa learned how to use ice shards from AA, or it could mean that they both learned how to use ice shards from a common teacher. I lean more towards the second option, since it makes more sense that AA would learn how to use ice shards from a common teacher instead of the other way around. So now, let's get into my theory. I believe that the reason why AA's power grows as the universe ages is because he is slowly regaining his strength. I believe that he was once much stronger than he is now, but that he lost a significant portion of his power at some point in the past. I also believe that the reason why Enigma is so obsessed with him is because Enigma used to be AA's friend, but that they had a falling out at some point. I think the catalyst for this falling out was the weakening of AA's power, since Enigma's insults seem to imply that AA is weaker than he once was. Finally, I believe that the reason why AA cares about the universe is because he sees it as a challenge, as a way to test his strength against the cosmos itself. He wants to see if he can regain his former power and become stronger than he has ever been before. One of my favorite skins for AA is the Diartide skin. The Diartide skin shows AA wearing a Santa hat and holding a candy cane instead of a staff. The skin is quite fitting for AA, since it plays into his role as a bringer of winter. It also shows a more playful side to AA, which I find quite interesting, since he is usually portrayed as a serious and stoic individual. I believe that this skin is a good representation of AA's true nature, that he is not just a bringer of winter, but also a bringer of joy and happiness. Sure, his main job is to freeze everything, but he also loves to see the reactions of mortals during the holidays. And with that, I conclude my theory about AA's lore. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really helps us out and lets us know that you appreciate our work. Also, we have a new server. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.